from me.
Yeah. So can you see my screen?
Yes, Vishal, absolutely. So just one request, guys, like whoever wants to leave the event, please do not leave it for all. There is a button wherein leave event is there. Do not press on leave event for all. That will cause a big problem to us. And yeah, as Sumit mentioned, be attentive. And Vishal and Nikhil, I think yeah, so as you can see the first slide, so this is our third meetup. WebSockets is our topic. Also with that, they are going to prepare, they are going to give some demonstration on that. And Vishal, can you move to the next slide?
Sure.
Yeah. So about organizers, so as part of a Kochi MuleSoft meetup, I'm the organizer for that. Sumit and Sandeep is also a co-organizers for that. So about myself, I have 7+ years of experience. All of my experience was in integration technologies. Earlier, I was a part of Accenture. Currently, I'm part of a Wipro, and I am developer and architect certified and actively working for MuleSoft community. I think that is pretty much about me. Over to you, Sumit.
Supriya, thanks. So myself, Sumit Ahuja, organizer for Coach of Meetup group. So this is our third event. I have overall 5+ years of experience, relevant 4.5 in MuleSoft, a certified MuleSoft developer, integration and platform architect. I'm recently working for Wipro as a technical lead. Hope you will enjoy the session. Yep. Thank you for all participation. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Sumi. Thanks, Supriya, for that. So, I myself, Sandeep, I am an integration lead and technical trainer at NJC Labs. So, I have I can say almost 10 plus or 15, almost 15 years of integration experience. I've done multiple integration projects, everything. So, it's been into this integration world for quite a long time. So, I think that should be fine for the time being. So, let's start and let's kick off and let's come to the topic. Thanks for joining everyone, and thanks for our presenters for the today. Okay, yeah, appreciate it. Thanks. Let's have a great session.
Yeah, thanks, Sandeep. So I will introduce myself. Myself, Nikhil Pingre. I have a total of 3.5 years of experience in the MuleSoft. So earlier I was working in Accenture and currently working as a senior developer in Cognizant. Yeah, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Nikhil. So good afternoon to all, and thank you for joining this session. So I'm Vishal. I'm certified MuleSoft developer and having overall 4+ years of IT experience. In that, approximately 2.5 years of MuleSoft experience. Currently, I'm working as a consultant in Capgemini. And thank you, Sandeep, Supriya, and Sumit for letting us participate as a speaker in this Kochi meetup. So, okay, as we know that today's meetup topic is integration with WebSocket, and so I'm starting from here. Okay, so I hope I'm audible and screen is visible to you all.
Yes, Vishal,
Yes.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah,
audible.
yeah, sure. So thank you, Supriya. So whenever we have any new concept in our mind, so we generally have questions like, what are the new concept, and where should we use this concept, or like why should we use this concept? So we'll address one by one in the next slide. And okay, so first is, what are WebSockets? So as you can see, that WebSocket is an advanced technology that makes it possible to open a two-way interactive communication session between the user's browser and the server. And you can send messages to server and receive event-driven responses without having to call the server for a reply. So what this means in simpler words that I can say is, WebSockets are a way for browser to remain connected to the server over a period of time to keep sending or receiving data from the server, and which is useful in scenarios where, like, you can say, updating location data on the fly. So like we generally use map, right, uh, to get the direction. So that is the one of the scenario. Then like mostly we browse through or surf through the Facebook, or like Instagram. So that time also social feeds get updated automatically. So that is one of the scenario. Then we can collect stream data. So those are the scenarios come under WebSocket. So moving on to the next slide. Now the question is, where should you actually use the WebSocket? So as I discussed in previous slide, that scenario, those are like all real time. So as you can see, the first bullet point, WebSockets are useful for real time applications where data shown in client is changing constantly. So adding to that, what we can say is that when a client needs to react quickly to a change, and especially one it cannot predict, their WebSocket is the best option. There, we can use that. We can use this concept. Then, as you can see, some of the examples are listed down. So let's consider a chat application. So that allows multiple users to chat in real time. And if WebSockets are used, then each user can both send and receive message in real time. So as we are aware, and we mostly use chat application is like WhatsApp. So you can take example of that in this category. Then second is collaborative document editing. So this many of us are aware that in our organization, mostly we connected via Teams. So in that we can store the document, and as giving permission to users, they can edit and they can save the document. So that is the example come under collaborative document editing. You can consider Google Sheet also in that case. Then third is stock trading applications. So as you know that when the person who deals with the stock, they should get latest information about the stock. So where that in that scenario, generally WebSocket comes into the picture, because if you just like have the old information, then they might suffer with the loss, or like they might know they don't know they will not get to know the real time data, and that's what like stock works. And one of the best example right now I can give is Upstox application. So there you can see this. Then fourth is multiplayer online games. In the lockdown, many of us have discovered many games, right? So one of them is popular, like I can say Ludo King. So where maximum four people can join, and that's where like people can get connected and play games. So that is also one of the example of WebSockets. Then moving on to the next slide, why should you use WebSocket? So here is one diagram where like how WebSocket works and HTTP works. So as you can see in the diagram, the client initiates a connection over WebSocket or secure WebSocket, and then the server can send back messages to client and vice versa. Unlike with HTTP protocols, we do not need to do any pooling. And in WebSocket, once the connection is established, the server can send as many requests as it likes, and same with the client until the socket is connected. So if you see here in the diagram, we have two-way communication. So what it does, so once in WebSocket, once the connection is established, so in like after first time, so it will be connected until when your socket is available for that user. But in HTTP, if you see, so once the request goes, you will that will return the response, and again you have to hit the request to get response. But in WebSocket, it is not that case. Once the connection is established, you will get the updated information on like for every second or every millisecond also. And as you know that in HTTP we generally use we use HTTP and HTTPS protocols to call the URL or hit the URL. So similarly in WebSocket we use WS and WSS protocols. Okay. Then as we are like discussing about WebSocket, so we have connector available in the, so there is connector available in MuleSoft, WebSocket connector. So firstly, it is not compatible with Mule 3. So it is compatible with Mule 4 only. and that too with the Mule 4.2.2 runtime version or higher than that. Then obviously Java is needed, so 1.8.0 and above versions. Then obviously if you want to develop the code, you need Anypoint Studio, and in that also we should have minimum version of Anypoint Studio is 7.4.0 or higher. Also, in initial installation of Studio, this WebSocket module doesn't come readily available. So you have to import the dependency, and which you can take from Exchange under like provided by MuleSoft category. So in that you can copy this snippet and put in the form. Then that WebSocket module will be available in your palette. So that's what about Mule WebSocket connector. Then moving on to the next slide, you can see Mule Chat app flow diagram. So you can see this is separated into the three steps or like three segments. So in that, first is create new WebSocket and store socket ID. So in this step, usually like whenever the new request comes, so for that request, it will create the new socket ID in WebSocket, and that socket ID we need to track for the later use. So for that we are using the storage, and here the storage can be anything. So you can use database, you can use object store, you can use file also. But in our scenario, like in our demo, we have used the object store. Then in second step is like whenever you receive the message from user with the connected socket ID, then this block will execute. And in that scenario, we need to retrieve all the other socket IDs, and then we need to broadcast that message to the consumer. So for example, if you are chatting on WhatsApp, so when you send any message, so that message get displayed to other also. So that is nothing but the broadcasting of the message to other consumers. But in this process, first we have to retrieve all the socket IDs who are connected to the chat room. So and for those ID, we need to broadcast the message. Then in third step, close WebSocket request. So whenever WebSocket get disconnected, so we receive that as a request in this module, and this connector will get that socket ID also in attributes parameter. And then as a housekeeping activity, or like we can say, the way we are storing in first step socket IDs, similarly we are removing those socket IDs because those are no longer connected to the chat app or like chat room. So from object store we are removing that, and at the same time we are informing the users who are connected to that chat room. So I can say this is the flow diagram of chat app, and you can consider this as a generic steps also. Even like tomorrow, if you want to build any chat app, so you need to follow this 3-step block diagram, and in that you can add your functionality apart from that, and you can add feature as many as you want. So this is all about Mule Chat app flow diagram. Moving on to the next slide, it is like Mule Chat app specific events. So as I explained you in the block diagram, so these are the four listed chat app specific events. So first is create. So this event will get triggered when inbound socket connection is established. So as I explained in the block diagram, once the request comes, like once user hit the WebSocket URL, so that will come as a inbound. That will come as a new request to inbound socket. And the first step, as we see in the diagram also, that first we need to establish the connection, and it will remain until it gets disconnected. WebSocket gets disconnected. So this is the first event in the chat app. The second event is message. So once the user get connected, he or she can send a message in that chat room. So we have once the user send message to the chat room, then this event will get triggered, and on the inbound WebSocket. So that event is second event, we can say. And message and send is like we can say those get executed in successive manner. So once the message received, then obviously in the chat app we have to send it. So that event will get triggered once we identify that message is valid or not. Then for sending purpose, this event will get triggered. Then the last is close event. So as I told you, like first step is like connection establishment and disconnect. Like once the WebSocket gets disconnected, so this request comes in the WebSocket as a close event, and then this event will get triggered. So this is all about chat app specific events. Hello.
Yeah, Vishal. If you can, there we have got one question from Vigneshwar.
Okay.
Okay. So the question is, I'll just read out for you. I have seen SFTP connections show socket connection established message. So do they use WebSocket too?
Sorry, I didn't get you. Can you repeat?
Okay. So the question is, I have seen SFTP connections show socket connection established. Do they use WebSocket too?
No. See, I mean, as per as my understanding, SFTP don't use WebSocket because what I said earlier that whenever the real-time data or when client needs to react quickly to a change. So that was my statement. And here you get updated information. So I don't think so. SFTP use WebSocket.
Okay, Vishal. I hope Vigneshwar that answered your question. There is one more question from David. How events are sent from chat application to a user?
So basically, David, these are the events; those are getting triggered. We are not sending this event to users. So basically, if you see here, once the create event get triggered, so that means that user is got added or that connection is got established. So we are like when you see the demo. So for that we have done something. So then that user will get to know that yeah, he got added in the chat room or like that. And message, as you know, that if you are like chatting on WhatsApp, so generally when you send a message to the users, so they receive the message, right? And vice versa. Like if someone is sending message in the group, you will also receive. So those are the events that get triggered in the background, and user will receive the information like that.
All right. Thank you, Vishal. There is one more question from Anil. Is SFTP connector get real-time data or not?
See, if SFTP connector get real-time data or not, I don't think so. It get real-time data. If you say like on new file updated and all, but those are related to SFTP. If you put a file inside that, but WebSockets are like for normal information also, you will get the data. And for that, if you see SFTP also, so it's work like HTTP only. Like when you send a request and you will receive the response like that. So it's a request response pattern there also. But here it is not request response. We have to just first establish the connection in WebSocket, and then that will remain as it is until the WebSocket get disconnected. So that's what the understanding about WebSocket and SFTP. I hope I answered your question. So can we move to?
Yes, Vishal. We can move ahead. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. So further part, the code implementation and demo will be covered by Nikhil. So I would like to Nikhil to take over from here. So
Yeah.
Nikhil, over to you.
Yeah. Thanks, Vishal. So
So Nikhil, are you sharing your screen or let? Okay.
yeah, I'm sharing my screen and I will walk through the code implementation. Let me share my screen. Let me know once you are able to see my screen.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
We can see. Yeah.
Okay. So I will walk you through the code implementation of our Mule chat app, and for with the live demonstration. So I will recommend you to join with your laptop, so that that will be you will be able to connect with our Mule chat app. So as Vishal told you, whenever you are adding that WebSocket dependency in your POM, you will be able to see the WebSocket module in the palette and the related connectors. So I will walk you through all the connectors briefly. The first one is the broadcast connector for the WebSocket. That connector you can use whenever you want to send any of the particular message to all the sockets. So you can and message to all the socket in one go. The second one is the bulk close socket. So whenever you want to close multiple socket at a time, you can use this bulk socket close. Next one is a close socket. So whenever you want to close any of the particular socket, if you pass that socket ID to this close socket, it will close that socket. And similarly, we have here on socket close. So the difference between the socket close and on socket close is, if you want to close socket from MuleSoft 10, either it is treating as a server or a client, this close socket can close that socket. And on socket close, that means the external system wants to close that socket. So that this connector will trigger the flow related to this connector whenever there is an disconnection request from external. Okay. The next one is on new inbound connection. And so this on new inbound connection connector is getting triggered when there is a new connection request from external system in the inbound WebSocket connection. So this connector will expose the link. So whenever that there is any request to that link, this connector will trigger the flow related to this connector. And on new inbound message will trigger when there is an new message from any of the client. So this on new inbound message will trigger the flow related to that connector, so that we can further processing that incoming message. This on new outbound message and open outbound socket. So whenever MuleSoft is treating as a client, and the server is want to connect with our MuleSoft API, so that open outbound socket can allow MuleSoft to connect with that server. So this works in the outbound WebSocket, wherein MuleSoft is treating as a client, and on new outbound message means to send a new message in the outbound WebSocket. So this on new outbound WebSocket will trigger its flow. There is one more send. If you want to send a message to external system, either it is in the inbound or outbound WebSocket connection. So this send connector we can use. We just have to pass the socket ID to the send connector and the message we want to send. So there are more subscribe and unsubscribe group connectors. So that these connectors we usually use when whenever you want to if you are connected to the server and you want to receive the messages of any of the particular WebSocket group, you can subscribe your socket ID to that group. You will be able to see that messages which are getting sent to that group. And if you want to stop that messages receiving, you can unsubscribe the group. Okay, I will next I will walk you through the connector configuration of the WebSocket. So this is the connector configuration. So there is two parts: server setting and the client setting. So one of them you have to implement. You can also use two at a time whenever MuleSoft is treating as a server and the client also. So server setting means whenever you are connected as a server, will be in socket connection. You have to give the path and the HTTP configuration just for communication, and the related socket timeout. So there is another part called client setting. So this setting you have to implement whenever MuleSoft is treating as a client in the outbound WebSocket connections. You have to implement this client setting configuration, and you can set the idle timeout for that one also. So you can limit the maximum connections also. So this is pretty much about the configuration, WebSocket configuration.
Nikhil, before we move ahead, there are like one or two questions.
Mhm.
So the question from Sanjana is, on new outbound, a source connector, is it a source connector? That's her question. New outbound.
New outbound connection. You mean?
Yeah, it is at the source or it will be coming at the process side?
Yeah, this is at the source. So it is accepting the new request to our connection, so that it will be at the source and it will trigger the flow whenever there is any new request, connection request.
Right, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So
And
Sanjana,
there is
that clarifies your
open-
question.
I think Nikhil, she is saying on your outbound connector. Yeah, that's what. Actually, Sanjana, do you mean open outbound socket?
I guess we have to unmute her. So open outbound sockets, that will be in the process, so that we are establishing a new connection with the server. So MuleSoft is treating as a user.
Right, right.
So this will be in the process part and this will be in the source part.
Okay, fine. So
I
the
guess
another question is, Nikhil, bulk close sockets. Is it by using a single WebSocket connector makes multiple socket connections?
Yeah, if you pass the array of the WebSocket IDs to this bulk close socket, that will close all the socket at the time.
Okay, okay, fair enough. And then there is one more, just a moment. How is the group getting created? This is a question from Ashish. So how the group is getting created? This is his question. So Ashish, do you mean a subscriber and unsubscribe group? Are you pointing that?
So let me take that question.
Haha.
So subscribe and unsubscribe group, mostly, if I would like to give you the one example of broadcasting, right? So for example, if Nikhil wants to, Nikhil is subscribing Star Sports 1, and if I am subscribing Star Sports 2, right? So he will get the information about Star Sports 1 only, and I will get the information about Star Sports 2. So that way it works. So so for example, in that scenario, Nikhil is having one socket ID which is aligned to Star Sports 1, and I am
Right.
also having one socket ID which is aligned to Star Sports 2. So that way, whenever the information get broadcast about that particular channel, so those people will get data. Hope I'm clear.
Yeah. I think Ashish, you are asking again how logical grouping is happening. So Vishal, is there anything which is based on the logical grouping?
Yeah, so right now what I've explained, so that is, you can say, a logical grouping only, because see, we are segregating here users, right, based on their subscribing channels. So you can align that particular socket IDs to that group. Like here, Nikhil's socket ID is aligned to Star Sports 1, and my socket ID was aligned to Star Sports 2. So we are getting different information.
Correct.
I hope I'm clear.
I think so. Just a moment. Is there any other question? I believe a WebSocket uses TCP protocol, which basically keeps the connection alive, due to which we are able to send and receive message in real time. I think this is Sandeep. This is not a question. This is an understanding from Sanjay, if I'm not wrong. So thank you, Sanjay, for that. And Ashish, I think he's saying thanks. So I think he is okay with the answer. Thank you, Vishal. Nikhil, you can move ahead now.
Yeah, Supriya. So I will walk you through our actual code implementation of a Mule chat app. So first of all, we have created a flow to accept a new connection to our chat app. So any of the user is requesting to join our chat room. So this connect to add it in our chat room. So whenever triggering this connector, you have to send the information, your information as a name, and we are informing all user which are currently present in the chat room that this new user have joined the chat room, and we are sending that message to all available users. And after that, here we are storing that socket ID, the new socket ID in the object store, so that you can use that socket ID for further communication with that user. And we are sending the welcome message to that user. We have a new inbound message. So this connector is getting triggered, as we have seen in the palette. So this connector is getting triggered whenever there is any new message from any of the user. Okay, we are this event is getting triggered, and further we are retrieving the name of that vendor, and after conditions on that on the message which we are receiving, and we are further processing that message. So so we are not allowing to pass the null messages, and also we are sending in the response you have to write something to send. And similarly, more conditions we have added on the message and further processing that message. So here we have created flows for the reuse. So here I'm retrieving all the socket IDs which are present in the object store. So those will be connected. After here, I have added the send connector in the for each, so that it will rotate in the loop, and it will send that same message to all the socket ID array passing to this for each. The next one is on socket close. So if any of the user want to close the socket, that means he want to disconnect the connection, it will there will be disconnection request from user, and this connector is getting triggered, and this further process we are removing that socket ID from object store, and also retrieving all socket IDs which are present in that object store, and we are sending the message to those socket IDs. That means the users which are connected to our chat room, that this user have left the chat room. Further, there is a housekeeping we have implemented. This is the scheduler which we have added for removing all the socket IDs from the object store, so that we are using the persistent object store if any of the user forgot to disconnect to a chat room. So this event will not close socket event will not be getting triggered for that user, so that we have to remove that socket IDs manually, so that we have this scheduler is removing all the socket IDs from object store. Yeah, so this is pretty much about the implementation of Mule chat app. Have any question on this one? We can take it in a Q&A session. So further.
No, Nikhil, there is no questions. You can go ahead and share the links for that chat apps.
Okay, before that, slide of feature which we have listed down for our app.
Okay.
So any of the new user is joining our chat room, so we are welcoming to this user with the welcome to chat room message. So anyone is leaving the chat room, we are informing all other users that with his name has left the chat room. So similarly, if I left the chat room, it will print as a Nikhil has left the chat room. And if you are the only one in the chat room, so that there will be no any receivers other than you. So we are, whenever that user is sending the message in the chat room, we are responding back with the no one else is there in the chat room. And if anyone trying to send empty message, we are sending please write something message in the reply to that user. There is one hidden feature if you want to check what are the all users which are present in the chat room. So you just have to send a message at the rate available users. So that message should be exactly similar like this, and you will get an array all the users which room. Move to the next slide. That is the demo slide. So this is the HTTP link which you have to trigger in your Chrome. So we shall just paste. Okay, I will paste it in chat room.
So I hope like this will work with Chrome browser. So I hope you guys are connected to laptop.
So I will.
For that, there is one question from. Sorry to cut you.
Okay.
How much time the socket can be keep open? Any guidelines?
Yeah, you can keep open that socket until there is any disconnection request from server or the client. That socket will be open. So there is no any timeout actually. We can set up the ideal timeout if there is no any message from client, that socket will automatically get disconnected.
So basically, the default idle time outcome comes up like 15 minutes in connector. So you can increase or decrease as per your requirement.
All right.
Okay.
Go on.
Okay, I will show the live demonstration. If you paste this link with your name as a query param, so you will be able to see this. Your connection is not private, as we have used self-sign certificate that is insecure.
So
have to.
Just 1 minute, Nikhil. So guys, are you following these steps? Whoever is connected with the Chrome, so you can, you can see the real demo. Okay, thank you, Akash. So yeah, Nikhil, go ahead.
Yeah, you have to click on advanced so that Chrome browser will allow you to proceed with unsafe. Just have to proceed so that you will be able to connect to your chat app. So the next step is extension, that is a WebSocket test client. So that is used for WSS protocol. So you have to open this link in that WebSocket client. I have already installed that one and with my name. And you have to click on open. So this will send a welcome message to you as you have successfully joined the chat room. If anyone like Vishal have joined the chat room, so that we are informing, we are getting the notification that Vishal have joined the chat room.
Nikhil, people are getting server available. So is there any workaround or is it? Can you just guide them?
For which this one? The first,
this is fine. This is because we have used the self-signed certificate. So you will get this message. That is fine. That means your self-signed certificate is working. So now, second step, what Nikhil said, you have to install the Chrome extension, that is WebSocket Tester.
Yeah,
I hope you have
this
installed.
extension will allow you to connect. Actually, this is using the WSS protocol, and our Chrome is using default HTTP protocol. So this link is just to proceed with unsafe for you.
Yep, Nikhil. Meanwhile, people are joining. So we will take up one question from Dheeraj. Okay. Do we have a session initiation protocol concept? For example, if someone is typing, do other users get XXX user is typing notification?
No, actually, we cannot send until they send the message. We cannot send that client is typing.
So as the implementation part, Dheeraj, what we have done, as you can see, once you open the socket, you will get the welcome to this chat room message, okay? And whoever sends the message, the other persons like who are connected to chat room, they will receive the message. Yeah, definitely we can implement that like WhatsApp, but right now we haven't implemented that part.
Yeah,
See,
this
that's
If
like,
has
I'm not wrong, this typing function, if you guys remember back in those days, it was not there in WhatsApp also initially, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So send us the link used in WebSocket. So Kunal, I think the link is already pasted. So Vishal, can you please paste
Yeah,
it
sure.
again?
So you want link for like first link HTTP or like page connector Chrome page connector?
Ashish, I think can you ping the other link? Ashish, are you not the second link? Okay. Vishal paste the second link also.
So what I pasted, that is first link, and now I'm going to paste second link.
Yes, yes. Ashish, just confirm when you get it. Kunal, you too, please.
So that is second link where you have to put your name in your name part. Okay.
Yes. Nikhil, can you go to that UI?
the extension.
Wherein
Even.
people are joining. Yeah, people are joining.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this many people are joining.
Yes. Actually,
Yes,
they are
yes, yes,
joining.
yes.
Right.
David
They are
has
So
joined.
whoever is
Samuel has
joining,
joined.
you have set up a message as this particular person has
Yes.
joined. The name and the join. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So now we'll see the second part that okay, you are showing the hidden feature.
We shall just allow people 2 minutes to join. Hold on, and then we'll move ahead. David, thank you
Okay.
for your comment. So I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, around 10, 15 people have already joined.
Yeah.
Nikhil and Vishal, just 1 minute, and then we can get started. Further thing. Okay, I think Nikhil, move ahead with your demo.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
So
Is there any
Nikhil, can
question?
you wait a minute? Yeah, can you go to the screen of demo where like your chat app is open?
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you put that available users?
Yeah, he has put that.
Yeah.
Okay. So now what I'll do, I'll leave the chat room, so you will see the message everyone that Vishal has left the chat. Okay. So hope you are seeing that.
Yes, yes.
So Nikhil, can you type empty message? I mean, can you send empty message just for yeah.
Yeah, it will respond with the.
So please write something. So as we
Okay.
discussed as a features.
But Vishal, if you try to put the empty message, suppose, so is it going to say Vishal, please write something, or it will
No,
only
no.
No, it will actually it will not prompt to others that this message won't go to others. It will come to your screen only. But yeah, definitely you can append that particular username and you can say that we shall write something. But anyways, that is our chat room, so it is understandable that please write something. It is for like as an instruction only.
So I think Dhananjay, you are asking that what is in the window, but you yourself has given the answer. So it is a history. Definitely, it is like what processing is happening that is coming. We can call it as a logs, right, Vishal?
Yeah, that is. See, I mean, if you see the chat app like WhatsApp,
Yeah.
so you can you not, are you not getting the feel that these people are joined and these people are chatting?
Definitely, definitely.
So
we get.
same way. It's not a history, yeah, but it's a log we can say.
Yeah, it will keep
Great.
track what does the message which you have already sent in the chat tab.
Right. Understand. Nice, good. I think. Any questions?
Yeah. There is one more question from Atul. Like, have you added logs in application? Can you show if it is yes?
हाँ, meaning in AnyPoint Studio.
So let me log into that, and actually it got logged off session out. So then I will share my screen.
Ismail, actually the link is already provided twice. If you check the chat. Anil's question is where I need to give the beloved link of your name. I think when you get started with WebSocket, after that you have to paste this link with your name so that you can join to this chat app.
After you install the extension, you have to paste this link in the extension.
Right. Anil and Ismail, I know you cannot join, but definitely we would like to help you. So
Hello. So Nikhil, can you stop your presentation?
Yeah.
I'll share this.
Yeah, sure.
Just let me know once you guys
Yeah, I
can
have
see my
stopped.
screen. Okay, thank you. So can you see my screen?
Yes, Vishal. I can.
Yeah. So one more thing. So this is one hidden feature that I think Nikhil missed out to show you. So when I said entered available users, okay. So these were people available at that time, okay. So I got the who are the available in the chat room, okay. So
yeah.
Suman, Sohan, Vignesh, like that. So you can type the string in your chat exact as it is. Then only it will work. Other than that, if you like type anything else, it won't work.
Yeah.
So I'll show you again. See. So these are people available in the chat room. Okay.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. Vishal, hold on. So the question from Dheeraj is, can we see object store where we have session IDs?
Can we see? See, right now the logs I can see here. Here are the logs that we are getting. So, and every time, see, it creates a new message received. So this is the WebSocket that you actually get. So this is the socket ID we are storing in the object store. Okay. So that Nikhil explained, whenever you receive the new request.
He is asking to go to the object store, which is in
Yeah,
website.
you can. Yeah, you can go to the object store.
So I don't know. This is free version actually. So I don't think so. We have privileges to see all those things because this is 1 month trial account.
Right.
So definitely in persistent object store, but definitely you can see the socket IDs if you have all the privileges.
Right. So Vishal, one question from Raghuram. Will it allow to archive the chart?
Yeah, you can do it. See, that's your implementation and requirement part that you can say. Right now we have just implemented a simple demo that but you can archive it. You can store that in file and you can archive it.
Yeah, actually in the demo we have whatever the message we have received, we are just sending it to all sender, but you can save them anywhere in the file and archive it.
Okay.
So I think Roshan is typing incorrect hidden feature. So it is Roshan. If you see here, U is small, so then only you will get the exact thing because it should be exactly same string, like this.
Yeah, string should be match exactly.
It should be exact same. Then only you will get the available user. Okay, Suman has left the chat. So is it okay? Like, should I stop the sharing?
Yes, Vishal. Anybody has any other questions? Definitely, like we will on LinkedIn or probably here only we'll drop email IDs. If you have any particular question about it, you can reach out to Nikhil, Vishal. If not, you can reach out to the organizers. And I think let's see if there is any other question. Is the code implementation available in GitHub?
No, actually,
what we will do is, Vigneshwaran, we will add the code into the GitHub and we will provide the link. So Dhananjay is asking, when are you guys launching your own chat app? Soon. I think it is gonna give a good fight to WhatsApp, Dhananjay, for sure. So, and also you remember WhatsApp, there were issues of this, messages are getting disclosed and, due to not encryption. So these guys are going to introduce this also.
Hopefully.
Yeah, privacy matters. Dheeraj, they
Privacy
are going to
matters,
take
yeah.
care. Yeah, they are going to take care.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that we
they
are
are
not
brilliant.
sharing any message in our any of the file or archive.
So when it comes to privacy, we can encode and decode the like end to end. That way we can implement. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, WhatsApp have implemented that.
Fine, I think Nikhil and Vishal, we will wait for your, this messenger, and hopefully we'll be getting the free licenses of this. Please don't charge us. And
Sure.
thank you. I think Sumit, we shall move to the quiz session.
Yeah. So thank you, Vishal and Nikhil. It was a very great session. As people are appreciating it. So yeah, we can move to the quiz round. So I hope people are ready. So yeah, please. So what we are going to do, I'm going to paste 3 questions one by one. So whoever will be the fastest to answer that will be the winner. Okay, and we'll be picking only one winner for each question. So yeah, so I'm going to paste the first question in the chat window. Just give me a second. Okay. WebSockets are not bidirectional. Is it a true statement or a false?
Fast, guys, fast. So,
We have first Sanjay, but
Sanjay Gopal, you have, I think, he
he's
should
very
be
fast
given
and smart.
some award. Yeah, he should be given some award. But yeah, the answer is false, and I think Sanjay has answered that. So
Yeah. So Sanjay, can you please provide your email ID or DM your email ID to me, or
yes,
you can
please.
paste in the general chat window as well. That's fine. Okay. So I'm going to paste the second question now.
The participants are using QA session for responding as well.
Guys, please use the chat sessions. Otherwise, it will be very confusing for us.
Yep. All right. So here is the second question. In WebSockets, data shown to clients is changing constantly. True or false?
Oh, so Sumit, this time it is
David, right?
David. Yeah.
David Tore. So David, I would request you to please provide your email ID in the chat window. And congratulations for being the first position and for the second question of quiz
And that
round.
too, David Sumit he wrote true. He didn't write T. Still he won.
Yeah.
Thank you, David. Next question.
So here's the last question of the day and the quiz round. Okay. So yeah. So the below is not a part of WebSocket module.
And you have
Sorry
4 options.
for just,
Victor, it is not true or false. You have a 4 options for that. So, Sumit, wait, what is the answer, Sumit?
I think the answer is D, right?
D.
So I think Atul Mahale is the one who has given.
Atul Mahale. Yeah, that's
the
great,
first
I
one.
think.
So he win this quiz question. Okay. So Atul, can you please provide your email ID here? So we want all the winners to provide their email ID. So for the first question, it was Sanjay. For the second, it was David, and the third it was Atul. So so far I've got the ID from Sanjay only. So we need the email IDs from David and guys, please provide.
I think Atul has also given and David has also given Sumit.
Yeah, I think they might have given in the general section. Yeah. Yep, I can see the email ID of David. Yeah.
Okay, so I request actually the speakers and the organizers to come on video if possible.
Yeah, even if we can enable all the users as well. So,
Sumit, first we will click this picture and then we will ask other
So,
people also.
did you get the mail ID of Sanjay?
Yeah, I've got the email ID of everyone.
Okay, okay.
Yes, told Sumit. So Nikhil and Vishal.
Yeah, Supriya.
Please
Actually,
come.
Rahul Kandari is writing very nice session. Rahul, I want to see you in the next session.
Nikhil and Vishal, just please switch on your videos so we can have a good picture.
I don't know. I'm unable to turn on the video. I don't know.
You can, I think. You are host.
Open is off.
Yeah.
It is giving me like disable or like.
What about you, Nikhil?
Yeah, I'm able to share.
Can I rejoin?
But we
That
can.
is-
Yeah, you can just
Yes,
try to
please,
rejoin.
fast.
Yep.
Fast, Vishal.
Or you
Leave
don't
and
want to
then-
share your video.
Nikhil, we are not able to see you. Sorry.
Are you able to see me now?
Not yet.
Hello.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
Vishal now.
Yes, Vishal is there.
Okay.
Nikhil. Yeah, Vishal, we can see you now. Nikhil is still not. Nikhil, are you going to charge us to show your face?
It is Mark Zuckerberg in our team actually.
I think he's joined.
Oh yeah, finally.
Oh.
Okay, so I think I am taking a screenshot, okay, or a print screen option. So I think I am going to start a countdown. 3, 2, 1. Okay, it's done. I think we can enable the video for all of them now.
Yes, we can. So, Sandeep, quickly give host access to the people.
Yeah, I will do that.
I'll start.
Okay, you started from that. I was thinking of starting from that.
So, people, please coming, please. Rahul, Sanjana, I think Sajid, Ravi, David, are winners actually for today's quiz. Nikhil, everybody is pinging that when are you publishing this chat app to the Play Store and App Store? What is the answer to that?
Yes, soon.
It's going to purchase the App Store, first of all.
I think the charges which he'll keep, he is gonna charge a bomb to people.
No, you never know. Yeah.
If anyone is like facing some problem to enable the video, please let us know in the chat. Sanjana is not able to see the option.
Also, I think, guys, you will receive a feed at 4 p.m. Please fill up the feedback. We would want to hear from you that what topics you are interested further. Anybody who is interested to nominate themselves for a speaker, please do let us know. To the coaching meetup group, there is a contact organizer, tab. You can click there and you can mail all of us. And apart from that, we are available on the email IDs on LinkedIn. You can connect with us for any further queries about any further sessions. So do let us know, please.
I think, yeah. Still
I think,
waiting
Sumit, if
for-
we are fine, we can, go for one picture one more time.
Sure. Okay. So 3,
And Sandeep,
2,
later
1.
you can, switch off the video.
Yeah, sure.
I'm clicking a picture right now. Okay, thank you.
Taken?
Sumit, is it done?
Yeah, I have taken the pic. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. As I said, if there are further queries, please reach out to us and ask. We are happy to help you. And thank you again for joining session. It was a wonderful response. And Nikhil, Vishal, needless to say, you are the rock stars. So thank you so much for presenting the topic with us. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye everyone. Have a good weekend. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Sandeep, the video is stopped, right? The recording.